Hey, what's up guys? So I decided to start my part 2 and we're going to jump right in. Yes, I know it looks like spaghetti, so I'm not going to sit and explain what all these wires go to. What I can assure you is that I do know what each individual wire goes to, and today we're focusing in on interfacing the aftermarket alarm with the stock keyless entry that the van came with. So this is my new install here. If you notice, I got a relay here and we got a relay up in here. That's for the 2-stage unlock, which, God, I wish this car had negative triggers, because then I wouldn't need it, because it goes right to the back keyless entry module, which is a negative trigger. But anyways, before I get you guys all confused about triggers and stuff like that, I just want to show you that I am keeping on my promise earlier of trying these 3 individual wires. Now this one here is just an alligator clip. It runs to the passenger side motor. Basically, before I go into showing you, let me go ahead and give you a little insight on how it's wired. So this comes from the passenger side motor for the actuator. I didn't have to take the door panel off. I just went online and got the schematic, and being that I know how to read schematics, I was able to figure out which wire needed to be spliced in the kick panel. So that one goes. This is the sense wire we were talking about yesterday. This here is your manual unlock and your manual lock. And if you notice, I ran it to this wire here. This is the new relay I installed for this driver's door. So the driver's door is the first one that unlocks, and then the rest of the doors unlock when you press the button again. So when you press the button again, it goes to this relay. But without confusing you, those 2 wires, basically, I love that Code Alarm made it to where it can be a negative or a positive, because my locks are, I'm going to use my fingers as an example. This is positive, this is negative. When you lock, when you unlock, it flips. So that, you know what I'm saying? Negative becomes positive, and by it alternating positive and negative, that's what causes the door to know you're locking or unlocking. So what I did is I went online, got the schematic. The pink and black is the control wire. So we got that going to 1. And then where we spliced in this relay here, these 2 blue butt connectors here, this one and this one, the orange and yellow, that was the red and orange. We cut that. That was to basically separate. When you press the door button on the door, it actually locks and unlocks all the doors. But the brain in the back, the keyless entry module, already as it sits, when you press it once, it unlocks. Twice, it unlocks also. I'm going to show you real quick. So this is my stock keypad, and you'll hear it. So I'm just going to show you so you can hear. That's all doors locked. If you notice, this is a stock keypad and the system already armed. Okay, so, and again, it's dark out here, guys. I'm going to try to do the best. So you can see the LED down there blinking. I'm going to go ahead and hit unlock. That's all doors. No matter how I do it, if you notice, that system is not disarming. That light is still active. Okay, now I go to this keypad, which is a stock. You can see the logo on it. I'm just going to hit the unlock 1 time. And let me step back so you can see the dash light too. There's your little blinking LED in the corner there. So if you look now, that LED is not blinking. There's no cheat here, guys. I'm going to arm it. That arms the aftermarket system. You can hear the box blinking. There's the standard LED. Now if I hit it again, you just heard that was the stock keyless entry. So the van does not have an alarm, even though it does appear that it is armed. It's not. So again, I'm going to try to disarm the system by using the door pins. Watch the LED. So here's unlock. No matter what I do, that system's staying armed. But because it's getting the trigger, the 1 pulse from this that's separate from the buttons, and there it is blinking, letting me know. So now the system is disarmed. Now I got the horn on the aftermarket disabled because it's late. I'll probably do it again tomorrow and actually test it and have one of the kids sit in here and try to disarm it with the buttons just to make sure. But from what I can tell from that LED, when the system is armed, that comes on. So again, the thing cool about this is even if I have no keypads, I can manually arm my car with this button. Watch. Oop, I hit unlock. Sorry, this button lock. So if you see that the light is blinking, and the unlock will not disarm it. Okay, now if I come over here, just to prove that it is armed, again, because I don't have a siren, I'm going to put the key in ignition, which would disable the starter.
Testing.
I don't know if you can make that out. It is blinking. The headlights are blinking out here. See, the car won't start. Now, I'm going to try to disable it with this. So no matter what I do, I cannot start this van. Now, I'm going to take the stock transmitter,
System ready.
which is right here, and I'm going to hit the unlock button on it once. And if you notice, even with the stock one, I can't, because the key is on. So you have to turn the key off, hit the stock unlock, a few clicks. I was in the house uploading the last bit. I figured I'd make a quick modification. I can't sleep and it's late, and I can't do anything drastic right now as far as programming and whatnot. But I wanted to show you all something. In my video, I commented that I didn't like the way that this relay, there's the one at the top. I said how I liked that one had the housing and this one did not. Well, I want to point out that, and if anybody's interested, I can show you how I did it, but how I was able to take the housing. And you ever got a relay where maybe it's got the center pin, but you need the bottom pin, and it's pre-wired that way? Ever wonder if you could change them? I'm going to show you how real quick. So just give me a second to pull this relay, guys. Inside here, see the little hole right there? There's a hole there, there's a hole there, there's a hole there at the top. You just take a small nail and tap it in there very carefully, and that'll allow the wires to come out from the back. When you get the, let me see if I have another, yeah. So we're gonna put this here because I don't have an assistant right now. Once you get the wire out, what you're gonna do is take something like a razor blade and just, because the nail's gonna bend this to let it slide out, and you're just gonna take something like this and bend it back. And then when you stick it back in there, you want to put it where this tab is, where that little hole is I just showed you. When you pop this in, it'll lock back in. So you can change the configuration on those relay housings. I never was a fan of just doing it like this. I just never have been a fan. One, you could put tape around it and keep it from grounding out, but if you have a bunch of these and it gets pushed, they can touch, or, you know, worst case, you know, you can solder them, I guess. But this just makes changing it a lot easier. Let me show you real quick. So there's my relay housing now. You just line it up. So let's say this was bad and I had to replace it. You just line it up now, and that's it. Just wanted to give you guys an update here. So I got a few more hots to connect for the relays. This is how I loom the wires there. If you look, everything is nicely tucked into this little corner. I used the drill to spade up the wires so they're together. So everything running from this kick panel, except this one gray one I forgot. Then they run up here. I know it still looks a little bit like spaghetti, but it's starting to make a little bit more sense. These are going to get individually. I'm going to put wire caps on the end. I don't want to cut them any shorter than they are, but it's going to get zipped up in there when I'm done. And now I'm going to show you guys something that I found interesting. Because I want to wait till tomorrow to run the sense wire, which goes to this green thing here. I'm going to go ahead and show you what happens without that wire. And this is why everybody said, well, you don't want that to interface the stock with the aftermarket. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and hit the lock button. And same as earlier, it armed the system. Okay. But without that sense wire, if I hit the unlock, watch, system's now disarmed. So that sense wire is very important. I can see why a lot of people on the forum say you can't interface this, because it would make sense. If the keyless entry, you're grabbing the signal off your power locks, then one would think the switch would do the same thing. That sense wire actually says, hey, whoa, I'm getting this from another source other than the keyless entry module. So yeah, very interesting, and we will do more later.